I thought we had a good thing going. Like I said, we had a good running company. I didn't know things were going this bad on Chad's side.
These 4 construction workers say they're each owed between $5,000 and $8,000 for work they did for Top Ranked LLC. Chad Schampers owns the company. He started it after owning Summit Contracting.
I didn't know what happened with Summit personally.
In February 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced Schampers and 3 others with Summit Contracting were indicted on 10 fraud-related charges. They faced decades of prison time and fines exceeding $1 million each, as they were accused of defrauding customers $1.5 million. However, the charges were dropped against the individuals after a judge agreed to a hearing that never happened. Both decisions came after a plea deal. The hearing would have determined whether a search warrant of the Summit office was done without proper probable cause. Schampers walked away with the responsibility put on Summit Contracting. As part of the plea deal, Schampers signed off on Summit, pleading guilty to 1 count of wire fraud and paying just under $90,000 in restitution to be divided between 11 parties.
He told everybody he got scot-free, and I never looked him up. I didn't look him up until after I found out he wasn't going to pay me for leaving here.
Robert Model says things started well at the beginning of his 2 years working for Schampers and Top Ranked, but Model and the 3 others here quit at the end of this past summer when they say Schampers wasn't paying them.
I don't even, still to this day, I don't know where all the money went. Because he'd get money from one job, we'd use it for supplies to start the next job. It was continuous.
The former Top-ranked workers believe Schampers owes at least 11 former employees several $1,000s each. That's on top of what Fox 11 Investigates previously reported. Online court records show 9 individuals or businesses filed lawsuits against Schampers and/or Top-ranked in 2025. 5 of those cases have judgments for Schampers to pay more than $37,000 total. 1 reached a $10,000 settlement. The other 3 are ongoing for work the plaintiffs allege ranges between $25,000 and more than $131,000.
To try to draw a connection between a federal indictment that ended in the vindication of the defendants and some business disputes in the construction industry, it's like apples and oranges.
That's what Schampers' attorney Mark Michalek told us during an interview for our story last month. For this story, Schampers wrote us an email saying there's an ongoing dispute involving his former employees preventing him or his attorney from doing an on-camera interview. In the email, Schampers writes, regarding the allegations of unpaid labor, these individuals are currently involved in a dispute involving the theft of company property and the solicitation of our clients to start a competing business. He also states the former employees have refused to provide complete documentation for his company to file correct tax documents. Schampers says any withholding of funds has been done in accordance with advice to offset the significant financial damages caused by their breach of contract and theft and tax liability. Schampers' claims were sent to us after our interview with the former employees. However, we reached back out to get their response to Schampers' claims. They deny taking any equipment or signing any contract. They also say Schampers only recently started asking for tax documents after Fox 11 contacted him for this story. Model tells us he gave Schampers all his information last year.
He controlled the money aspect.
And we had 90 jobs waiting, and he was taking down payments from a whole bunch of people and still can't being able to pay us, so it just didn't make any sense.
Preston Poole says it especially didn't make sense considering the personal purchases Schampers was making.
In a matter of 4 months, he ended up having like 7 different cars and all these toys. And
a lot of the money goes because Chad has to show off that he's a big shot.
Like you're buying a brand new Corvette,
yeah,
brand new speedboat or big speedboat.
So instead of buying work material or supplies, tools, anything.
Or fix the vehicle.
Yeah, he went and bought a brand new Corvette because he needed everybody to know he was back and he beat the federal charges.
The former employees say this was happening as they only had 1 work truck to split between 14 workers. They say Top Rank didn't have the workforce to complete the jobs it was taking on. They also allege customers weren't getting the quality of products they were promised. An example they provided was a Swamico homeowner paying $23,000 for a top-end fence, but instead, $5,000 worth of supplies were used.
It's big, heavy duty. Yeah, Chad went and got this little, basically like fence post stabbing with your hand for the post, painted them black, and then you guys stained all the wood or whatever.
We sent Schampers and his attorney a list of more than 10 questions, including one for each allegation the former employees made. In his emailed response, Schampers didn't address his personal purchases. However, he did address the claim of using lower-end materials, calling it a misunderstanding of professional contracting. He points out estimates include labor, insurance, overhead, specialized equipment, and warranty coverage. On the Swamico fence, he says it was completed to the specifications agreed upon in the signed contract.
And
last month, Schampers' attorney defended his client's reputation.
So why should people feel comfortable doing business with Chad and Top Ranked?
yeah, I mean, they should perhaps look at the reviews that Top Ranked has had. They should talk to people that have worked with Top Ranked, and they should make their own, decisions.
Top Ranked has more than 90 Google reviews with a 4.4 rating out of 5 stars. The claims the former workers made to us line up with what another former employee told us in a separate interview. He agreed to speak with us as long as we didn't identify him because he's not a legal U.S. citizen.
So they make the homeowner say, yeah, you guys are getting platinum. This is the best high quality. It's all from Menards or from China, but it's all pretty much cheap material.
The former employee says Schampers promised work visas to himself and other undocumented workers.
For us, a visa, a green card is like a golden ticket. That we're going to be able to work here good, not being scared to get pulled over. With the visa, you're pretty much able to work anywhere. Without it, you can't even work at McDonald's or nothing.
In the end, the former employee says Schampers stopped paying him, along with others who threatened legal action.
He laughed in our faces and said, you guys are illegal, you guys can't touch me. And that's when we're like, whoa, this guy really not going to want to pay us.
I guess how did it make you feel when you heard that he was saying, well, you guys can't touch me, you're illegal?
Well, pretty much useless. Like, he pretty much tossed us like a dog in the street. You guys can't touch me, blew us away. Pretty much disposed of us.
In his email, Schampers wrote they categorically deny any allegations of threatening workers based on their immigration status. Claims regarding promised visas he called fabrications by individuals facing potential legal action for their own misconduct.
I really want to take them to court, but it is literally a waste of time for me. I'd be in a line of many, many people trying to get money that I'm never going to see.
Schampers states his company is working diligently to fulfill all obligations despite the disruption caused by these former employees leaving mid-project with company tools. We followed up with Schampers to see if he has any evidence of the former employees taking tools. He sent us surveillance footage of a trailer he says was stolen. Schampers told us he filed a police report with Ashwaubenon Public Safety. We had the agency send us the incident report, which states Schampers was going to look at camera footage and get back to them. A village official told us he never did. We have also learned the state agency that issues contractor licenses has received 3 complaints linked to Schampers and Top Ranked. On Monday's Fox 11 News at 9, we'll tell you what we know about those complaints and the discipline that could be coming pending the outcome of investigations. For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Ben Krumholz.